walking to Stromovka. Walking to Stromovka Park, which is a really large park in Prague 6, technically Prague 6, I guess. And it's one of the oldest parts of Prague. And we'll be walking by this little pub, Hostinec na Slamníku, which is one of the oldest pubs in Prague. Looks like most of the area is under construction here. Might not even be open today. Are we supposed to be walking on this side or that side? Probably the other side. Yeah, this little pub here has been here like 500 years. I know where the entrance is. And Stromovka Park used to be a giant game reserve for Czech nobility in like 13th century, 12th, 13th century. So all the nobility would come here and basically hunt stuff, pheasants, rabbits, these sort of things. And they had a big summer house here as well. Where they could all just hang out and do nothing. Kill animals for sport. And then in the 17th century, it became a park. There's like this little school here, right near the park. This would be an awesome, just be able to have the park that close. These windows looking out right into it. It's been raining all day, so not a lot of people out, which I thought would be good. Get a feel for the park. Let's see what we got. We have a pretty nice view of all the different things. It should be, yeah, here we've got the actual text. Stromovka Royal Game Preserve was established as far back as 1268 by Přemysl Otakar II, originally as a hunting preserve. In the place of today's governor's summer residence, a hunting castle was then built that was later modified by Ladislaus. Now we can see all the different sections we've got. This Výstaviště and this palace, Průmyslový Palace. It's a big exhibition center. It's a planetarium here. I know those two things. Gotardská brána. We could look up what that is. And yeah, there's a little lake. There's like a little canal that runs by here on the other side, and a little lake or a little island there called Císařský ostrov, which is like a little break off of the Vltava, probably man-made. And then they got a little one going here too through it. Perfect place for kids and dogs, of course. Some exercise equipment, I guess. Jumping, spinning, dog training, no idea. Of course, I'm walking straight through the grass right after the rain. It's a smart move on my part. There's a lot of little bridges and picnic tables, places to work out. I always found this bench kind of odd. She's gonna sit on the bench. Nope. I like this little bench here. A circular bench. So they somehow irrigated all this. Looks like the walnuts here are starting to get spiky. Maybe we have some down here we can look at. Spiky walnut. We have a lot of walnut trees here. They are kind of pokey. I can't really find any on the lower branches. But they'll fall later, in a month or so. One of the luckiest things I had was a walnut tree in my yard. And the first year I lived there, the yard was just like, we got boxes and boxes full of walnuts. We were just like cracking walnuts all winter, roasting walnuts. It's nice to have an excess of walnuts, because walnuts are usually, pretty expensive. But the whole thing here is done in an English garden style, if you can't tell. But everything's really, really well established, obviously. It's 800 years old. Let's take a look at this sculpture over here. Kind of looks like a Henry Moore modernist sort of feel to it. You see these are what appears to be a female figure. Legs, breast, and head. Right up the hill here is the art school, the Academy of Creative Arts. It's right up the hill here. And even looking through the fence, you can see a lot of the sculptures that they're working on and stuff like that. Let's look up the name of this, find out what it is. Labels. Labels would be nice. Fountain Stromovka. Well, it's the Fountain of Stromovka. Okay. Starting to rain a little bit more. Pull out the world's worst umbrella. This is one of those umbrellas you buy when it's pouring rain and you find the cheapest umbrella. There we go. Ooh. So hundreds of years ago, you could imagine some rich people on horses with, I wonder what they would use for rabbits 800 years ago. Arrows, probably? Should look into that. But riding around with some arrows, trying to shoot some rabbits or something. There is a little island down here. You can get by this boat thing. We could see if it's open. Looks like somebody's on the island. It's the one problem. They could have two boat things. And then you wouldn't have to wait. But over there's this little boat that you can pull yourself out onto the island when it comes back. But whoever is on the island has the boat. So you're kind of at the will of who's on the island. A lot of cattails here. This park has got considerable renovations since I moved here almost 20 years ago, which is insane to think. But this is all new here. This building back there, the big chateau, you can go take a peek at. That was completely in ruins when I got here. None of these islands existed. There's a fish jump right there. Probably carp. Czechs are big on carp. The only people in the world that eat carp, probably. I don't know, maybe there's more. But carp is a big Christmas meal here. You get a carp, put it in your bathtub, keep it alive for a day or so. And then on Christmas you eat it, and then everybody is kind of sad because carp doesn't taste good. But you go through the whole thing anyway, for some reason. I could look that up. I'm not too proud not to look up stuff during these videos. I don't need to know everything. Oh, you can actually see the umbrella. Phone's got no signal, strangely. This has all been redone last couple years. They do have a little truck here, appears to be open, where they have fries and beer. I should probably get a beer, because it's raining more. And it's 4:20. It actually is 4:20. Let's see if somebody's here. Put my phone on transparent. There we go. Vino, pivo, Pilsen. Bien, Pilsen, prosím. When in doubt, get a beer. So they got some quesadillas here too, with grilled peppers. Ooh, smažený sír in a bun. That's a classic one to have as well. So smažený sír, when I first came here, I thought it was the most amazing thing I ever saw. Děkuji. And basically, it's like if you put 3 cheese sticks together. Put like 3 cheese sticks together, and then they're all breaded, like breaded mozzarella sticks. And imagine putting like 3 of those together, and then you put it on a bun, like a hamburger bun, and you chomp it. Put a little tartar sauce on it. Pop a little ketchup on there too. It's pretty much the ultimate drunk food. I'm waiting. At some point, I'm sure somebody will make a fried cheese truck in the US and absolutely kill it, especially with how much grilled cheese trucks, how well they're doing. So there's a lot of little different areas here. There's usually some ducks hanging out down there. Some other little restaurants and stuff hidden in the back here as well. You can really hear the rain nicely now. Ooh, look at this little, maybe an aqueduct or something? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go check it out. Damn. So that's definitely the sound of water rushing. So this is some sort of canal system. This is some sort of canal system, obviously. Sounds kind of scary in there. And this must be part of the old system. I wonder if you can hear and hear water too. Wow. That is definitely some Pennywise. That is some Pennywise fear there. And I slipped at the end. Nice. That was not a slip. That was Pennywise nudging me. Okay, well, there's where Pennywise lives. If you ever want to come and see in Stromovka, where Pennywise lives, and he'll take you probably into this insanely loud sound of rushing water in a building. It's a building full of rushing water. It's got electronics on there, some lights in there. Once again, labels, you know, could be cool. Could be fun to label things. Oh wow, they got a label. See, maybe this is my This is the synchronicity I'm looking for. So they did label this tree, but they labeled it in like its Latin name. But it's still pretty cool. Asculus hippocastanum. Wonder how they had to populate a lot of these places. Like if people had to go off in a boat and like go to England and get a cutting and bring it back. Like what the trade of rare trees was 100 years ago or 800 years ago. I'm sure they preferred certain trees. I wonder, what if people got angry about cottonwoods in the Middle Ages, like just have cotton like flying everywhere, and they're like, this is so hard to clean. But back then, if you've ever seen the medieval toilets from back in the day, those are pretty amazing. They're basically just a room that comes off the side of the castle with a ledge on it and a hole in it. So you just, drop one on the side of the castle right onto the ground below. I'm sure there was a term for that pile at that side of the castle. Like if you got the duty to clean that up, duty, no pun intended, sorry about that. Here's another little restaurant space tucked away here. There's probably three or four like beer gardens within this park. A big playground for kids. Probably 3 or 4 playgrounds for kids. And one of my favorite things about Czech Republic is that beer gardens and playgrounds go hand in hand. And they really do. Everybody's desperate to get under some umbrella. But the beers are still being poured. They have a whole roof here. But yeah, this is how you do it properly in Czech Republic, with the families and the kids at the table, or the parents at the tables, and then the playground for the kids. So then the kids can kind of have their own space, do their own thing, and the parents can be separated. There's kind of more of a free range culture here with kids in general. They kind of let them run. Nice little playground. I'm not going to get it because I'm not going to film it because it's got kids all over it. I always liked these giant spider webs things when I was little. Of course, the center is like a kiddie pool. Still a lot more to see here, but I think we're coming up on the half an hour mark. Looks like it segmented it right at a half hour, right as I said that. So it'll chop it into 2 videos. And I'm bearing the